left, we're going to go off towards the end of the circuit, we're going to turn right, we're going to climb, and we're trying to try and get over these clouds so we can play.
On the departure, so we do downwind and then...
Yeah, we're going to go out towards Marlborough, because I'm looking at that way and going, yeah.
So we can't go straight up?
We could go straight out, we hardly ever do, but it's looking grey that way.
Yeah.
I'm looking over there going, no, the blue's over there, that's where we'll go.
So I do the left turn and go that way?
Yeah, and we're going to do another left turn because there's some houses over there we don't fly over.
Yeah.
And we're going to go out over there into that blue patch. Okay. So this is where you tell them you're going to backtrack runway 15 and just do it. There's nobody here.
Yeah. Clint Radio, Golf Charlie Juliet Charlie Oscar, backtracking runway 15.
So when you go flying your tail dragger, you need to stick back. And it's just a good habit to be in. Dave is out in a tail dragger with James, and James seems to be doing well on his tail dragger. He's bought a new, old-looking aeroplane. It just went out just before you arrived.
Oh.
And it's a very fine-looking aeroplane, and it's going to be the second tail dragger I'm ever going to get in.
And Pete is flying Eurofox, which is also a tail dragger in our club.
I didn't think there was a tail dragger Eurofox here, but maybe one snuck into
it. In Gliding Club.
Yes, Pete.
Yeah.
Yes, he is flying a Eurofox here, yes. But I don't... Here we've only got... he's maybe flying a tail dragger Eurofox at your club, but we've only got nose wheel tail Eurofoxes here. Okay, so it says on the checklist, when lined up, check your headset. Well, we know it's working. Check the harnesses and hatches.
Where is that?
No, it's the other side, same area. And it's just a reminder as to what we should do here. I don't like reading that checklist here because we could be in somebody's way.
Yeah.
But the kind of things we're looking at is we're going to take off. We're going to turn left. We're going to aim at the end of the runway. Some people like to pick a tree for them aiming at. We're going to look at the windsock. It's into wind. If we're going to land, but if the wind was from over here, we'd turn that way if the engine stopped.
Yeah.
Yeah. If the engine doesn't produce a lot of power, bright noise, 4,000, 8, 9, 5,000 RPM, we're just going to stop. If we're not airborne by the intersection of the runways, that's our consideration here, we're going to close the throttle and stop. If the engine quits, it's ahead, anywhere ahead, because the wind is from dead ahead, and eventually it's a circuit to the left.
Yeah.
All right? So you have a plan, and I'll talk you through the plan as you go. Tell them we're going, taking off.
Okay. Clint Radio, Golf Charlie, Juliet Charlie Oscar, taking off runway 15.
Yep. Okay.
So the first stage of that. Plus picture. Brakes gone, yeah.
That's us going through the wind gradients. The wind hit us and we gained airspeed and went shooting up. Now the wind gradient's gone and we're having to just fly the plane. Use the power we've got. That's nice. Leave the power there and leave the nose a little higher. Let's carry on up. Is there anybody on the left? No? Okay, smart turn to the left, please.
Is stay above the 500 or keep climbing?
Keep climbing, we're not going to go in the cloud. Deer in the field just down there. I spend my time looking at the fields because I'm trying to avoid the houses. Okay, that's nice. You see
Yeah,
barn. Turn toward the barn when you're ready. That way. You see Marlborough up there?
Yeah.
If you go to the right side, the east side of Marlborough, just point at it, keep going. That's what we're looking for. Now here, my checklist still says Port Darren on it. Here we've got the departure checks. It says fuel pump off. We really do these at about 1,000 feet, but we'll accept it. Altimeter QNH.
Do we know that?
Well, it's 23 higher than it currently is.
So it's 967 right now?
Right now, 967. So 3 on that is 970 and 990.
990.
And that will take us up about 620 feet.
Much more than I expected.
We're happy with that?
Yeah, 990.
Okay.
Oh, just what you said, just check if there's we're keep climbing to check below us.
Yeah, nice. And radio call. French radio. Golf Charlie Oscar, that's all you need. Depart into the northeast.
French radio Golf Charlie Oscar departing to the northeast.
Happy with your trim?
I think I did that quite earlier. And
Yeah. Yeah.
quite happy.
And because it's on the checklist, bizarrely, engine temperatures and pressures.
Yeah, happy with that as well.
Transponder on?
It is on, but I don't know why it's blinking.
Well, it blinks because it's working.
Yeah.
Okay, so can you see that patch of blue over there?
Yeah.
Take me over those clouds, that line of cloud, into that patch of blue. I say take me, take us. Let's be inclusive here.
Yeah, I'm coming as well.
Yeah.
Why can't we go a bit faster? Like, can't we go 70?
Well, we can, but we don't climb as well.
Yeah.
60 is the best climb rate. And the reason I want to be up, I'm not going to put the heater on. The reason we want to be up is we want to be over that cloud.
Yeah.
And you can go as fast as you like, but I was actually thinking of asking you to go to full power at minimum speed to get over the cloud. And that's a good exercise. Speed up to 70. As we get nearer this cloud, I'm going to say, oh dear, you're not going to, in fact, I'm going to deprive you of a bit of power. I'm going to make it, there's no point it being easy. And in a minute, I'm going to say, oh dear, get over the cloud. Okay, over that cloud, please. Not under it, over it. Full power, nose up. Bit of right rudder will be needed, and not too much. And slow down to the yellow diamond speed.
That's our VX.
Yeah. Actually, a bit slower than the yellow diamond speed for best angle, but and the only reason I'd use best angle is when you want to get over a cloud.
And we just made it now.
And we just made it. That was a good guess on my part. Okay, now you can lower the nose and have a look because you cleared the cloud. And I'll keep climbing. Back down, let's stay here. Level off and circle around, please. We're going to do the hazel checks. Height is sufficient for playing. If you turn left, the airframe is suitable, HA. That is, the wheels are locked down, the flaps are in the up position. The security, we haven't got anything loose. I'm strapped in, you're strapped in. The engine temperatures and pressures are all okay. Temperature tends to come up when you're doing minimum speed climbs.
Yeah.
Not as much draft over the location. We're just over fields. I don't like the fact that we're surrounded by clouds, but that is just the day we've got. Yeah, and look out. The reason we're circling round
It's just good spot.
is to take a look around to make sure nobody's coming because we can't see very far. Okay, now the kind of things Any nice houses here?
No, not at all.
When we get out of control, I'm going to say recover, okay?
Okay.
So the kind of things that could happen is you could just be looking at the house. Are you sure there's not a nice house there?
Yeah, there's some here. Okay.
Recover. Okay, back to flying and turn us away from the cloud. Oh. Oh, there's a house there. I thought it was Melissa's, but I don't see it. It's one of our club members. Let's go that way just a little bit. So, let me demonstrate how that goes. As you get a lot of bank, the rudder becomes an elevator. On all the hams, as I'm looking at this barn here, we're flying around. Got a little less power. We're flying around, and I'm going, oh look, if I just push the rudder, I can keep the barn in sight.
Yeah.
And in no time at all, recover. In no time at all, and we're doing 90, you know, the speed's up.
Yes. Yeah. It's very.
And back away, onto the power and away from those clouds, please. So it's fairly easy. I sometimes hope this in here.
Yeah.
So the kind of thing that might happen, literally, is your passenger goes, I just need to adjust myself. Yeah. Right, so you're flying, but I'm interfering.
Then I would gain height, but if you think it's good.
I think 2.5 will do. We'll have a bit. We're mucking about in our aeroplane. That's the easiest way to get yourself in trouble. Muck about in your aeroplane. You know what I mean? So, here we go. And we're just playing, and I'm moving away from those clouds a bit, and I am having a look about.
And the speed bleeds off.
No, the speed bleeds off, and you let your friend play with the plane.
Okay, that's not good.
Oh, recover. No, there's got power.
Yeah.
That's it. Okay, let's have another go, just so we put it in your head. Recover. Now put the stick forward as well. You see, with the power, it'll carry on not stalling for quite some time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the kind of thing that it'll do to get you wrong, look at that cloud there. And they'll go, no, you've opened the throttle. You opened the throttle at a dive.
But we were nearly level, I felt.
Ah, yeah. Okay. Oh, sorry, you were doing it because we were level. Fair enough. We were not in much of a dive. I'll give you that. So I'm going to go flying around with lots of power on. And then I'm going to put the nose down. That's it. I'm back to a sensible flying speed. And let's go somewhere else. We've buzzed these people long enough. I think we should go that way, if you don't mind. Once we're around that cloud. But Dave, when he does a test, he'll fly around and he'll ask you to close your eyes while he gets you somewhere, and then say, recover. So remember, when somebody's done that, full power, recover. Nose down.
Second on the nose down, do you want it faster?
Half a second. I'm not arguing.
Okay.
But the full power I want immediate. And it's best to go power. Yeah, both of them together. Nose up. Yeah, nice. Okay, take me round that cloud at a reasonable big bank angle. You'll have to reduce power to get around it, but we're trying to get you to get us out of control now. Not happening by the looks of it.
Because
Okay. No, you keep going around the cloud. What I mean is you're not going to get out of control. Okay, don't go any lower, so you'll have to increase power to stop going down. Where's that cloud gone? There it is. Nice. That away, please. That was a tiny bit of steep turning practice.
Yeah.
Damn. I mean, Mike said you'd done it. Now we've done a brief for it, but you know what we need. Let me just do I've done banked nose down, haven't I?
Yeah,
And you leveled off. And we've done nose up. I've done nose up with bank.
Yeah, you didn't do that.
Yeah, alright. I see nobody about here. We're now in a nice clear space with slightly different areas, slightly different people than we were annoying before. So, we're going to have nose up. I've actually told you what you're going to get, which is a bit of a disappointment. Recover. Nice. Okay, let's go back to the soft field stuff. That's just well and truly done. See that hill?
Yeah.
That's Martinsell Hill. Yeah, that's the hill that's in the way in the far side of the circuit. So if you go to the hill, the airfield will appear. You've got things to do on the way back. It says arrival checks. Put the fuel pump on. We're going back. So we're going to arrive. Set the altimeter back to the QFE, which as I remember it was 967.
No.
Yeah.
967. Oh, yes.
Yeah. Okay, it'll give us height of the field. Stick the nose down so we can see where we're going.
Well, you can't really, can you?
No, it's not perfect. That's why we came this way. We moved away from the weather.
Yeah.
Okay, make a radio call. And what should we tell them? We can tell them we're approaching from the northeast.
Above.
We're 3 miles, just approaching Marlborough from the northeast. Oh.
Sorry?
Well, we're just northeast of Marlborough, returning to the field.
So it's Fletch Radio.
Yeah, Fletch Radio, Golf Charlie Oscar, just northeast of Marlborough, returning to the field.
Fletch Radio, Golf Charlie Oscar, northeast of Marlborough, returning to the field.
So now they know where we are.
Yeah.
They know what we're doing. I would reduce altitude to 1,500 feet. It says check your trim, check your transponder, and have another look. Are we okay? We are okay.
I think flying without ADBS makes me a bit nervous. I would like to know who's
about. I would go a bit below these clouds. That's why I said descend to 1,500 feet. Because we are quite close to cloud. If somebody else was doing the same thing the other way, we might not get a good look at them. And the height we get back to over the airfield is 1,500 feet. But have you looked at the overhead joint?
I have.
I don't like them.
Why?
Because it involves flying around the airfield, which is wherever it is, like bees around a honey pot. I'd rather just go and land and tell everybody what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Rather than tell everybody I'm going to be circling round the airfield for the next 3 minutes. What are you doing? I'm circling round the airfield too.
Yeah.
Doesn't that strike you as... can you see the hangars?
Yeah.
Yeah, turn directly towards the hangars, please. The only reason for that is there's almost nobody lives here. There's a farm there. And, yeah, well spotted. And just go towards the hangars. So we're going to land going that way. Yeah?
Yeah.
We're going to circuit this way. Left.
Yeah, every time to the left.
Yeah. So its dead side is the far side.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to tell them, and we're getting a bit low, so just slow down. We see we're going nearly 80. That'll do. A bit more power, and that's it. We're going into wind. We're not making great progress. I will acknowledge that. So what we're going to do is we're going to tell them, Golf, when we tell them, we're going to tell them that Golf Charlie Oscar is approaching the overhead to join and to descend dead side on runway 15. So we're going to tell them that in another couple of fields, and we're not going covering fields very fast, so that anybody there knows what we're doing.
Okay. I realize I'm putting the nose down to see the field, but
absolutely. You're just going to gaining speed and losing height, but we'll forgive that. So there's a farm that we don't overfly.
Okay.
And we're going to go over the takeoff, the start end of the runway, and circle left.
Yeah.
So let's turn now so that the airfield's on your side, and we'll be 100 yards, 100 meters this way. That way you've got more time to look at it. Okay, so have a look at it. There, tell him. Golf Charlie Oscar, approaching the overhead to descend dead side for runway 15.
French radio, Golf Charlie Oscar, approaching to the
dead side, overhead, descend dead side, runway 15.
French radio, Golf Charlie Oscar, approaching to the overhead to descend to the dead side.
Yeah.
Very good. And I think we can descend now?
Yeah. Close the throttle completely.
Yeah, it's too long. You're going to be wide, like.
Well, if you do, we start flying over all these houses, so we tend not to go too wide, but make sure the throttle's closed. You can't go flying out there, in that area, because that's where anybody taking off would be. They're not there today, but it's just a bad practice to start. So I would turn now so that anybody taking off can't hit us, and you've only 300 feet to go in the descent, so you'll only be a little high, and then point in that direction, because the wind will carry us that way, and we want to go towards that white house over there. Or we'll have no downwind section.
Yeah.
Anybody coming along the downwind?
No.
No. You see how flying around the middle of the airfield in the middle of the circuit might actually not be 100% safe. And nice. Perfect. Right, which one are we going to do? Flat normal touch and go?
Touch and go, we can do, yeah?
Yeah, what I mean is we're going to do all these landings and takeoffs.
I guess it's more efficient to do the touch and go.
Yes, but only if we want to do landings. You want to do takeoffs as well. But alright.
You decide.
Go turn downwind. I'll tell you what we'll do. The flaps will only work stage 1.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to make them, then next time, and the flaps, it'll be the flaps will only work stage 2. No stage at all.
No stage. French radio, Golf Charlie Oscar, downwind, runway 15, touch and go. One stage now.
I would put one stage in a sec. I would reduce the power, because that's nice. It's that little low notch in the trees we're going to go for. And go one stage, and you will not get a fast rate of descent, because you won't get the second stage. So there's one stage. Oh, and it's stuck. Oh dear.
Okay.
So take a look at the runway. There's a lot of wind today, which makes this quite a lot easier. Probably won't need that much trim, to be honest, because you're going fast. You only want to be going, you want to be going the yellow diamond-ish. So I actually think that'll be about the right trim. I'm going to tell them.
Okay.
Go Charlie Oscar. It is finals runway 15 to touch and go. So there'll be turbulence, there'll be wind gradient. Get a tiny bit slow, and I can feel the fence coming. Bit of power. Because there's wind gradient. That'll do. There's it. Doesn't stop as well, does it?
No.
Go around.
I get used to how steep
It'll come down.
it climbs. It climbs.
It climbs, okay. So leave the power there. There's still a bit of climbing to do. So did you notice, even with one stage of flap, it really doesn't like stopping?
Yeah.
Okay, so the next landing, flaps won't work at all. Now we have the problem that we can't slow down below the yellow diamond speed because the flaps aren't there. It wouldn't be safe. Okay, there is turbulence, there is wind gradient.
So minimum.
The minimum is the yellow diamond speed.
And with no flaps.
With no flap. That's a minimum I'm giving you. But if you do 60, you won't stop.
Yeah.
Okay, relax. Bit high.
Yeah.
I'm only saying that because you've got no flap. So I would say the trim is in the right place.
Now it's.
Yeah, it's in about the right place. Possibly, you might even trim even slower, but I would leave it.
Okay.
But can I have a feel?
Yeah.
You go. Each aeroplane. You don't want it going too fast on this occasion.
Excellent radio Golf Charlie Oscar downwind runway 15, touch and go. So minimum is yellow diamond.
Yeah.
In the previous one, I thought you will just take over because it felt a bit just rough, but
It felt wrong, and it's going to feel a lot more wrong this time. Go a bit to the right, give us a tiny bit more space. But we've got a good headwind down the runway.
yeah.
If the flaps failed and there was no headwind, I'd go somewhere else with a longer runway.
Okay. I mean, it's not good to hear. Okay.
You're getting a bit hammered. Okay, a lot hammered. So, you can't see where you're going because the wings are on the flaps, so a bit more power because the turbulence is beating at us. Okay, we're here. Use the rudder as well as the stick. Nice. I'll accept. So let's stop. Because we want to do soft field takeoff. On the brakes. Gently on the brakes because it'll skid. I know I just changed. Yeah, just smooth on the brakes.
That felt.
Spin us round and go the other way. Back for takeoff. Good old Charlie Oscar. Backtracking runway 15, pretty much. So, what dumped us on the ground was the wind gradient. It was always going to happen. Had we been slow, I'd have been going, ooh. But when it's windy, there's always less wind near the ground.
Yeah.
But you always lose airspeed.
So was it dangerously hard that we hit the...
No, it wasn't. Oh, trust me. I've had bruises from some of our landings. The wheels are quite strong.
Okay.
No, we just came over. So we came into the wind gradient and the turbulence got us. On a day when it's blowing straight down the runway like this, it is good to practice to practice things like flapless landings because you're going so slow when you touch down. You don't really need the flaps. But what we're going to do now is a soft field takeoff.
I don't really understand the naming of it. I mean, it's soft already.
It is soft. So we're pretty much doing it. But stop us there. I'll tell you what, we'll do rough field.
Okay.
The field's rough. It is actually. That one's rougher. And what we're going to do is we're going to get going and we're going to lift the nose off the ground so that during the takeoff run, and it's almost the same for both soft and rough, But during the takeoff run, the wings are carrying the aeroplane a bit. Because of the extra drag, it takes longer to take off. But we do take off, but we take off with less punishment for the wheels.
Front wheel, yeah.
But for all the wheels, because the wings are carrying us a bit. Now, if it's a soft, what you want to do is lift your aeroplane at the mud slightly, so you do more or less the same thing. But for rough, I would have the nose up a bit more, because I really don't want to brake.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're going to do the takeoff run with the nose wheel in the air, not with the tail dragging on the ground, but with the nose wheel not touching. Okay? That's the plan.
Do you go like fully back almost?
Fully back until the nose wheel comes up, and then balance the nose at the climb attitude with the.
Okay.
I'm looking at your eye height. Lift that cowl to the end of the runway.
Okay.
Yeah, and then just hold it there. Don't lift it above the trees.
Yeah.
Because we're practically stalled.
Yeah.
Yeah, just lift it to the end of the runway and continue the takeoff.
Okay.
Okay, you have control.
Control, we reset this.
Yeah. I'm strapped. You're strapped.
Strapped.
Still loads of fuel in it.
Yeah, fuel pumps. Do you? Like, sort of lined up.
Yeah, you could do it.
So intentions are the same. Yeah. If there's no acceleration, you saw, and if you're airborne, before the intersection, we close the throttle and stop. You're going to turn left. Wind is still the same.
Yeah.
Circuit direction is moving left hand. The reference point was
that tree there.
Okay.
And so it's stick well back, just lift the nose as early as possible, but as soon as it comes up, balance it.
Okay.
Okay? Golf Charlie Oscar, taking off runway 15. There you go. But the nose wheel's not on the ground. And you can feel us skating around. We're not really on that runway. Throughout the takeoff run. So had there been bumps, lumps, mud, we would have been skating over it.
I think I understand, yeah. It felt smoother as well without front bouncing.
So we'll go and land again, and then we'll do exactly the opposite. We'll do a minimum, a short field takeoff. There is less control with the nose wheel not on the ground. You can see it can skate about.
Yeah.
But the fact is, when it started skating about, it was literally moving sideways on the runway because the wheels were in poor contact with the ground.
Yeah. So you do that when the runway is just
soggy, when you think, whoa, that's enough to rattle your fillings, this runway.
Yeah.
This time we're going to do a glide approach, all the flaps are working.
Okay.
You've got to get yourself high enough and near enough, and we'll land and we'll go and do another takeoff.
Oh, okay.
French Radio Golf Charlie Oscar, downwind, runway 15.
Engine temperature pressures are okay. Anybody in the field? No? No? Good. Everything's working, but we want to get near enough because the engine's going,
okay.
Yeah, okay. So we're not, the thing, it's running beautifully at that power. Let's leave it there until we get a bit nearer. Then we'll put all the flaps down, close the throttle, and we'll close the throttle and we'll use the flaps to get ourselves in. Easy on the trimming because it should fly at the right speed with the first stage of flap. So the second stage of flap that really needs some trimming. Okay, you've gone in that order. Okay, so if you can think you can get in, close the throttle. And now, don't turn to it until you're ready to glide into it. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's a lot of wind, so we're not making great progress. So it's a really bad day for doing this. I think you might be high at that, but you could always turn that way. You could always side slip, and if you get too far away in the throttle, that's just so sad. And you can always stick the nose down. Old Charlie Oscar is 5 on, right approach, runway, 15. You're in. To get any nearer, you'll need power. Nearer the ground is what I mean, and if you need power, use it rather than crash. Nice.
Okay.
Okay. Brakes, gentle, and go back, we'll have another go. So you see, against a headwind, this thing glides like, with full flat, this thing, and side slip, it glides like a brick. It really has something of a...
Century Golf Charlie Oscar, backtracking runway on 5.
Okay. On each of our takeoffs so far, we've managed to get airborne just at or just before the intersection.
Yeah.
We'll go for a minimum drag takeoff. It's harder on the undercarriage. And we'll see what we can get. We're going to do it in short field. I want you to go as near into that corner, as near the fence as you dare, and come round on full rudder.
Okay.
If I say, no, you can go nearer than this, because the wing can go over the fence a little bit. We don't want to get the tail on the fence, that can be done as well.
Okay.
And we want you to be near that fence so that we come round onto the middle of the runway, because we don't want to use it, so keep going. Right, now hard round. Yeah, we do have to worry about the tail on the fence a bit, but I think we're fine. And stop immediately, because we want the full runway.
Yeah.
But this time, we're going to put the runway in there, we're going to put the stick in the middle, we're going to leave the weight on all three wheels, and it's going to pitch about. But we're not going to cause drag by doing this.
Yeah.
We're going to leave it level. We're going to, the minimum, we got the flap on for takeoff, and we're going to watch the airspeed, and when the airspeed gets to the diamond, we're just going to go,
Okay.
yeah, we're going to see if we can get airborne before the intersection.
Okay. I can even do like brakes and then full forward.
You can do that, but in this amount of moisture, but I would go positively to full power and release the brakes about halfway there. I wouldn't go, I'd go,
okay.
And I'd release the brakes.
Okay.
Because it will just drag it along the grass.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you go.
Golf Charlie Oscar, take it off, runway 15. Yeah, so this
middle,
time,
all three.
in the middle.
Nothing, everything's green. Oh, it's actually the same. Wind is the same.
Wind is the same.
Yeah, we're on.
Yeah. Release the brake. Hold it flat. It's not as rough, it's not as smooth, as you can see. 40. 50, nose up please.
Okay, well, before that was the intersection, I think, yeah?
Yeah, so it took 20 metres off it.
Yeah.
But it was all the way along. And that bumping about is hard on our aeroplane, so we tend to do a half-ass thing between the two extremes we've just done.
Yeah.
Is what we normally do. Clearly,
Something is coming, yeah.
something is coming. Let me read the book. See if there are any more I really want to do. We have done glide, powered, flapless, use of other drag devices. We've done side slipping, crosswind, tailwind. Okay, slow down a bit. Let's do a crosswind landing.
To the other runway.
The other runway. Clench Radio, this is Golf Charlie Oscar. We'd like to make an approach onto runway 25. If anybody's coming in, taxiing out, we're going to try crosswind landing. Okay, go a little further, reduce your altitude, reduce your power, start to lose height. We're going to go around that blob of trees there and land on the runway, so you need to start losing height for this first stage of flap on, please. And make your turn, quite a positive turn, because the wind's carrying us that way at pace. Tiny bit of power. Don't use full flap yet. Bit more power, so we get into so we can see over the trees. Now line up, and this is quite a significant crosswind.
Yeah.
Okay, full flap when you're ready. They sometimes say don't use full flap. Retrim the aeroplane.
Yeah,
I haven't been helping. Because we didn't give you much time on this, you didn't get much of a brief. There you go. Golf Charlie Oscar, finals, runway 25 to touch and go. So you're not getting the headwind holding you back, plane's doing a lot better. And you're going to need quite a lot of right rudder and left aileron to get this thing down.
Okay.
See, with no headwind, it doesn't stop, does it? Nice. Right rudder. Okay, let's go. Right.
Yeah, sorry.
That's okay. Do we try that again?
Yeah.
Left turn, please.
Just a bit more time.
Yeah. First down, what's the speed?
You have it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's too much to the trees. Okay. You have it for a second. Do you want to do that again? Maybe we should,
I could. So, do you want me to demonstrate? Or do you want to do it?
I can do it, but the go around was too close to the tree.
Yeah, there are other trees we could. We landed long. We did have a good look at the trees. I will acknowledge.
I can do it, but if I'm not comfortable before the intersection, I'll just go.
You're going around, yeah. If you're not, so that was that's generally our game. If you're not before the intersection, we go around.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, I'm comfortable with it. Just yeah.
Okay, we got more time then. Keep going straight. We'll give ourselves some time. Golf Charlie Oscar is downwind on runway 25 Crosswind landing back.
I think we didn't have too much margin there. I didn't feel good about that.
Okay.
Because you're trying to get away from the trees, but your speed is.
Well, normally we go through a gap between the trees.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Okay. All good?
Yeah.
So we're going to go very fast this way, so reduce your power significantly, because we're at 600 feet already. And relax. And let's go one stage of flat.
If you just stay ready to take it,
All right.
yeah. But I'm confident, but just the go around wasn't fun.
No. You see that gap in the trees?
Yeah.
We'd often aim at that, but...
Thanks, radio. This is Golf Charlie Indicator. Golf from the radio check, please.
Kilo Golf, Charlie Oscar, you're straight 5. We're now finals runway 25, and that's 25 to land.
Roger. We're taxiing section for check.
We're coming in on runway 25, crosswind landing practice, and we are 40 seconds to touchdown.
Okay.
It's nice to communicate, isn't it?
Yeah, because
They're going to come and park on this runway, because obviously we wouldn't be using it. So, we're going to come in, we're going to land near the beginning, there's going to be bloody horrible turbulence. If we get horrible turbulence, we'll go around, okay?
yeah.
Tiny bit slow, but that's perfect. But, but close to perfect. Use your feet as well. Right, so you're going to need the right rudder and left aileron.
Okay.
Hold the stick back. Hold the stick back. Do you see what I mean? Because as it goes through the bumps, and this is how hard it is to stop if you don't have a headwind.
Okay.
Yep, you've done a nice job. Turn us round, let's go.
You're almost landing on the left wheel and that.
Yes, because the wind is trying to push you off the runway. Can we go and do some Interwind landings? One more interwind landing, or do we just taxi in and go home?
Then what would we do after?
An exam.
And I mean, yeah, I can't go on my own, I guess, today. I mean, I could, but
I'm sitting here thinking, see, there's the boss, and he would say, you should have done the exam before.
no, I did the exam.
Golf Charlie Oscar, we're happy to use runway 15 now, again now. You go over to the right?
I can do the exam now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Should we do that?
But by the time you've done the exam, move right over to the right as far as you can get. Go and keep going. You put the wing over the fence. I mean, Graham's aeroplane's much more expensive than the fence. You see how he stopped to give us. You want to go and do another takeoff?
Yeah.
Golf Charlie Oscar, backtracking 15 for departure. So you see this lump here in the runway? Because they made this runway, it's got a bump. And if you've not got the stick back after landing, the front wheel will hit the bump and go.
Yeah.
And you're flying again. But if you've got the front wheel off the ground, you're doing that soft. All it does is goes like that, going over the bumps. If you've got the front wheel on the ground, it goes like this, going over the bumps. So when you land, stick back, especially if you're going fast. And when we had no headwind, we were going fast. You've seen how fast, no wind, all landings are a lot like that. So to an extent, this is not the full training, because with no wind, it's harder.
The crosswind.
No wind, all landings are quite hard because you're coming going fast. Whereas with the crosswind, you only need to bother with the crosswind if there's only one runway and there's wind.
Yeah.
Yeah? All right. Let us. Graham will be a minute. Let me see if I can think of if there's any more to do. We've got the crosswind. Soft field, rough field, sloping field, turbulence. We've definitely done turbulence. Let's do a side slipping. Let's do another glide and side slip. But this time we're not going to need the power. And I don't care if you land up there.
No.
You know, you land by up there, I mean 30 meters ahead of this, rather than right in the fence.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yep.
Golf Charlie Oscar, taking off runway 15. And the minimum drag to, now hallelujah, here we go. It's reasonably smooth, takes a bit more time, a bit more distance. I think the wind's picking up, but the conditions are going on.
Yeah.
So you see what I mean? Send you solo?
Yeah, no.
Yeah. You might find yourself unable to see where you're going in another 15 minutes. So this is full flap available, but try not to use the power. So allow for some drift. That is what I mean by this. Point that way slightly so we don't lose all of our downwind leg.
Radio Golf Charlie Oscar, downwind runway 15.
Do we full stop on this?
Yeah.
So he's still doing checks.
If he starts backtracking, that thing can't get off the runway quick because it has to do what he's called his spin up. So we'll be stuck.
Holding.
Thank you, we're on our way in. Turn for the gap. He's announced he's holding, so we might as well.
Gonna be watching now as well.
Yeah.
So I gave us a 550 here. So full flap available?
Yeah, all flap available.
So So when does the power go?
We'll get a bit nearer. Just a bit. And try gliding in, and you're going to have to aim at the runway, and you can side slip, you do what you like, but it's so windy now that it's a ridiculous thing to be trying, really. I wouldn't lose too much height at this stage, or I would stop side slipping. We ain't going to make it.
Golf Charlie Oscar, finals on runway 15.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all right. Relax. Best power. Watch that ruddy bird. Well done. Okay, raise the nose. And go around. Full power. Not a bad effort. It was beautiful, but
I feel it was too high.
you were too high. Because of the strong headwind, we'd have got away with it. But you did the right thing, right in front of the boss. You turn slightly left. It's not a complaint, but you've shortened your crosswind leg. And I would go nice and slow, because Graham will be ages before he's out of the way.
He didn't say his backtrack.
Yeah. That's why I'm assuming he'll backtrack.
He is backtracking. He is on the track.
Yeah. And he'll take an age. I can't see him, but let's have a...
It's still on the...
Yeah, we can turn, we can go that way, but we have to... But I wouldn't go that way at 70 knots.
Yeah.
But
I can do one stage of flap to go a bit slower.
Yeah, you could. I'm not suggesting you do, but you could.
Yeah.
Okay, there he is. What they do is they have this spin up of the gyro. There he goes. It's starting to spin. He'll be well out of the way. So, try smoothly applying one stage of flap and let the aeroplane trim at the speed it wants to trim at. But now it's doing the right speed.
It is still there.
Yeah. There'll be a while. They'll be gone by the time we get there.
Oh, Charlie Oscar's late downwind on runway 15.
He's moving now.
Take it off.
Okay, rudder, your rudder use, you're forgetting. You were the perfect user of the rudder, and you're just realising you can fly the plane without it. But it's never as comfortable like flying the plane without as with.
Full stop on this one?
Full stop. Let's go. I mean, look, we're going to be flying in the rain, which is going to make it even harder in another.
He's gone.
Yeah. Okay. Use the power. Just do as a normal approach, please. We've tried all sorts of approaches. Keep that rudder going. You know, when you use the stick, use the rudder. Because when you get back in your glider, people will be going, "What are you doing with that? You know, with that stick?" It's not the only thing that controls the plane. Tell them we're coming. I'll tell them we're coming.
Yeah.
Go Charlie Oscar, finals runway 15.
Speed is good. Power is good. Position is good. Can't complain. So, do you notice when you close the power, it went, oh, okay then.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's because the propeller is creating some of the draft for the wings. I mean, if you look now, look at the flaps.
Yeah.
The draft's going right through, the flaps are going okay, that'll hold you up. Park us in front of the open hangar. Also, as we fall through, as we get lower, there's less headwind. So there's literally less air going over the wings. So in the bottom 10 feet, you're bound to start falling on a windy day. If you close the throttle, you're bound to fall a little on a windy day. So you had both things working for you. You closed the throttle and it went, oh, okay, I'll fall then. Go a bit further forward, it's just a bit less pushing. We're going in that hangar. No, I don't want you to put the nose over those rocks, with the propeller over those rocks there, but now we can just turn the plane and park it. Okay, park it up. The checklist, please.
Wouldn't they? Shutdown brakes on.
Try vacating runway first. I'm only saying that to be rigorous, just to see that you've done all the things that we do when we come off the runway.
Runway vacate, flaps up, oxy, fuel pump off, transponder standby. Landing light off with this, like...
there is no landing light on this aeroplane. And I forget to on most aeroplanes.
Brakes off. Radio and transponder off.
That's what I get. I think we've flown an hour.
Yeah, kind of an exciting hour.
Good.
It was.
Good. So, wind gradient. Have you ever considered the wind gradient?
When I'm landing, I don't really consider it. I'm just thinking of it's too windy. I'm gonna give myself extra 5.
Yeah, and that is good enough. Because if it's windy, it needs an extra 5 because it's going to be stolen from you, as you come in. But when you think, I'll land downwind, it's so much more convenient. Yeah, and the runway's fairly long. As you come into land, if you do exactly the same thing as you always do, which is come in on the yellow diamond speed, but touch down right down here, as you go with a slight tailwind, as you come in, as you go through the wind gradient, in the bottom few feet, instead of being robbed of 3 knots, which you don't normally notice, which just helps you get from here to here, but as you lifted the nose, it was going here anyway, so you actually get down here, and so the landing is just beautiful and easy. But if you come in the other way with a slight tailwind, not only are you covering the ground quicker, as you go through the very bottom bit, you're gifted 3 knots. So instead of the raising of the nose taking some of the airspeed away and the wind gradient taking some more of the airspeed away and 6 knots disappearing, 3 each, what happens is you lose 3 because you raise the nose, but you get gifted 3 by the wind gradient. So as you round out, you're still going the yellow diamond speed.
Yeah, but gifted -3, right? Because
yes, you're gifted an additional 3. No, you're not gifted. You're robbed of 3. You're landing into wind.
Yeah, true.
There's wind here, but there's not wind here. So as you go from here against the headwind, here the plane's covering the ground at the same speed, but the air is less. So the air speed suddenly goes down. And today, with all this, we're being robbed of like 5, sometimes 8 knots. So if you're below the yellow diamond speed, you're suddenly down here, and there's nothing you did. Yeah. So as you raise the nose, the speed starts to disappear, but the wind gradient takes some away as well. But if you go the other way, as you raise the nose, the speed starts to disappear. But as you come through the wind gradient, you're gifted back because there's wind here, and the plane's going fast. And when you get down here, you find out just how fast. The wind isn't going as fast, but you are. Yeah. So you don't lose the speed. So people float, as it's said, on downwind landings, and it's because of the wind gradient.
Okay, I understand.
No, there's no way we could try downwind landings today.
Yeah, I mean you
saw just crosswind, which runway you can use.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's no way you can do downwind landings. But there will be times when people encourage you to use downwind because
it's more useful for the noise abatement. That's more normal at commercial airfields. You remember the Concorde crash? You were a young man. Concorde crashed at Paris.
Yeah.
Took off downwind. Took off downwind and a quoted 10 knot tailwind. It was more than 10 knots. But they're not allowed to take off in more than 10 knots, so air traffic control, it was 11 or 12. Air traffic control said 10, because they'd have said no if they'd said 12.
Do you think this caused it and contributed?
It was a contributing factor, yes. There are all sorts of contributing factors, but the only reason they want to take off that way is because they couldn't be bothered rearranging the runway, because they thought the wind would come back in their favour sooner or later, and that's the most convenient departure direction for the traffic. And you get that all the time. Or you get situations where there's a big mountain at that end, so we're taking off this way. So no matter which way the wind's blowing, we're taking off this way.
Yeah.
And we're landing that way because there's a big mountain there, so we've got to land that way, and it doesn't matter if the wind's blowing that way. That's still the way we're landing. So you will get times when you are taking off or landing downwind, and the effect is the wind gradient effect reverses, and you're so used to the wind gradient effect essentially helping your landing that when it helps you slow down and stop, that when it prevents you slowing down and stopping, people go off the end of runways into fences having landed downwind because they just hadn't realised how much difference it was going to make, and they hadn't guessed on this gifting. So when I was encouraged to land an airliner downwind, I always used to know that at 100 feet it's thrust closed, and you ain't slowing down from here. As I come through this wind gradient, this thing is not losing any speed. Whereas if you did it when you were going into wind, and we're only talking 5 or 6 knots, if you close the thrust, even on an airline at 100 feet, it would go, and it would be slow by the time you got there. Downwind, not so much. But if you only close the thrust at 30 to 50 feet, as we normally would on a downwind landing, you are sailing the first 400 meters of the runway, trying to get rid of the speed. So you just get used to the problems. Now, if we go and take this in, try and get this plane away before it and we get wet and get back in the...
Look at the bird there, just
Yeah.
floating almost spaceman.
doing a good job, having a look for its lunch. I'm trying to do a late lunch.